All right, everybody. Daddy is here with a team builder. And I got my main man, Samax, with me, the commissioner of the greatest VGC draft league in the history of everything. Sam, do you want to say hello to the people?
Hi. I'm here featuring on the namesake and creator of the greatest single plan
True.
created in anything ever.
Very true. Um, it's really cold in my basement, so anybody that's wondering, I got my Pokemon blanket. It's crazy because it's like 86 degrees outside in Chicago right now, but it's like 56 in my basement, so freezing. All right, so yeah, what are we doing here tonight? I got Sam with me, so I threw a little team together. Figured it might be fun to do a little team builder with Sam here. Just kind of take a look at the matchup, talk about some things that I think might work out. Show Sam what I got. Maybe he can make a few comments, and then hopefully this will be a two-part video. So the plan right now is to later watch the replays with Sam and kind of let him sort of commentate on them, and see where things went wrong after I lose to Ben. So we'll see if the timing works out. I was just telling Sam things are really hard to do when you're like in your 30s and you have a kid and like a job and everything. But we'll see what we can get going. All right. So Sam, we spoke about this
Hmm.
matchup briefly. I whipped a team together in just a couple minutes. Just you and I talked a little bit about some things that might work in this matchup, some things that
Hmm.
might not. I did mention that this Dragonite set is like kind of a meme, but but it's also kind of good. So I don't think I'm gonna stick with the choice band, because although outrage with choice band,
Outrage. Yeah,
Oko's
so
like, go ahead.
outrage already locks you in. So like on the one hand, it is kind of nice that like you're already choiced in for however many turns. So like the choice band isn't restricting you more than outrage does. But outrage is also just bad because you can't actually target, which sucks. And like yes, I think if you look at the type chart, he has zero dragon resists. So it's not like you're gonna be randomly hitting into a fairy, which always sucks and is why outrage is like awful. But I still think it's just much more valuable to be hitting in, knowing what you're hitting into, especially with Ben has like Groudon is a big threat. Charizard is a big threat. Like he has a lot of Pokemon that do just a ton of damage. That's kind of like his team. And then in terms of doing damage to Dragonite, Dragonite really wants to be able to hit that Duraludon, uh, kill it before Duraludon can launch some Dragon move into Dragonite. So I kind of advise against Outrage.
Yeah, I agree. Especially like if you use this protect one turn, I want to be able to maybe focus that slot the next turn, and
Mhm.
with outrage, I wouldn't be able to do that. I just thought it was kind of funny because he has no resists, and choice band outrage Oko is almost his whole team. I think Rune is the only one that it doesn't,
Yeah,
which is pretty wild. But yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and switch that up. I think the old fashioned dragon dance, maybe life orb, probably gonna work out
Uh,
better.
Maybe Life Orb. I would just check calcs. You could run some sort of. I mean, with multi-scale, you don't need a bear. I mean, you're definitely doing multi-scale. He doesn't have
Yeah,
Intimidate or
he has
anything,
no
right?
fake out and
Okay.
no
All right.
intimidate either.
All right. So okay. So then definitely multi-scale.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're multi-scale, you probably don't want like a bond berry. It's probably just not super useful. But you could run that. You could run recovery. Just if you don't need the life orb boost, giving your Dragonite a little more survivability could be nice. Maybe even Yachi. I don't know what his ice coverage looks like. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to mention. So this is, I think, a good general lesson too. This is what I've done at least. Um, like I did this with Mence a lot. Um, I would check every single Pokemon on the team and see every single ice move that he could reasonably bring versus you. Like that's not something you need to do right now,
Right.
but it's always good to know where the random ice beams are. Like I don't know if Alakazam gets ice beam, probably not, but you never know. Um, Ice punch is a big one that's just like randomly on everything. Um,
Yeah, Ice Punch. Seeking
okay,
probably gets Ice Beam.
Alakazam does not get ice beam.
It does get Ice
Seeking,
Punch though, right?
yeah, but
So
that's
don't worry about
weak.
that.
Seeking does get ice beam.
Yeah.
But that's pretty weak also. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that's something I like to do with 4 times weaknesses. Just know the ones that can really take you out.
Yes.
Especially when you have,
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I typically do the same thing, except I don't look it up.
Mhm.
I just go 100% off of memory, so that I get screwed a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Electivire gets. I think Electivire gets Ice Punch.
Oh, it's yes, it gets ice punch. It
Yeah.
really does. It gets some ground move also just for Magnezone. Thinking ahead. Um,
Yeah, Magnezone is one that I'm not entirely sure about this
I
week.
I didn't love it here to be honest. Because his electric mode is quite strong. He has 2 electric immunes also, right? 3?
Correct. 3.
Four. 4.
4. Yeah, Lightning Rod, Seeking.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
he has the 2 electric immune abilities. Is what I was thinking about, and then he also has 2 ground types on top of that.
Yeah, one of them
Um,
Stunfisk, which.
yeah, no, I mean I wasn't even thinking about Rune and Stunfisk. More, my
Mhm.
point was, Seeking is going to be stopping up Magnezone hits, and they're going to be making Electivire faster. So like you're only really hitting Zard and like hitting Crawdon is good, but you can't hit Crawdon if there's a Seeking next to it. Is kind of the problem.
Right. Yeah, and there's a
And
lot
then
of steel
also,
resists on his team
yeah,
too, so those steel moves aren't
and,
doing much.
and I mean double ground move. I mean double ground types. Bouffalant definitely gets ground move. Electroware definitely gets ground move. Charizard just uses fire moves and is happy with that. I think it's pretty threatened. Oh, also stab, Heracross fighting moves. Um, I don't know. It has sturdy. Uh, like the defensive issues are honestly a lot less concerning to me than I'm not positive you're always going to actually be able to hit him.
Right, it's not doing
Um,
much offense. I feel like if I did
mhm.
bring it, it would be as like an ally switch kind of tricky thing to cover for Dragonite, you know?
Mm, that seems kind of bad.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to bring it.
I mean, it is an ice resist, I guess.
Right.
Which, not many ice resists. Oh, you don't have it on this team. Oh, I thought you did. Okay, never mind. Then we can move on from Mag.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
don't.
yeah. Okay, so we agree Mag is bad. Was it on a previous version? It was, right?
Initially I kind of wanted it there just to cover some
Mhm.
ice type moves, but yeah, I agree. I don't
Yeah.
think it fits.
What's
So
what's the waterfall for?
Waterfall's
Just
specifically for Rune.
okay.
Because Dragon Claw +1 KOs a really good chunk of his team.
Mhm.
Dragon Claw needs to be, I believe, +2, and then it still doesn't kill Rune 100% of the time.
God, Rune is so stupid.
It's super
Sorry.
bulky. Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So I'm also a little worried about Trick Room getting set up. Which is why I was thinking, I could either run Imprison Trick Room. I have a couple mons with that, or maybe Whirlwind on Sigilyph.
I think I like Sigilyph Whirlwind probably the most out of your anti-trick room. I'm just looking at Dragonite right now, just if there are any other moves you might want instead of Waterfall. Honestly, I don't see anything. I mean, you Protect is going into your last slot, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's the plan. Or I was thinking maybe Extreme Speed, but I should probably have
yeah.
Protect.
His team is slow, right?
His team is
Well, Alakazam, I guess
right.
speed boost stuff. But
Yeah.
like his fast stuff doesn't really threaten Dragonite like Electivire does. Like you're not. Oh, actually, if you're +1, you're already outspeeding Electivire. Let me check real quick. Electivire is quite frail physically, so this actually might do more than I'm expecting it to do. Is my only. Um, thing that I'm thinking. Are you going adamant or jolly? Do you know?
Um, right now it's adamant because I was calcing for +1 speed if I can get a Dragon Dance
Mhm.
off.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I also had Morgrim on the team when I was
yeah. Yeah.
considering all this stuff set up next to Fake Out. And then
Yeah,
maybe
I
get
mean,
screens.
stream speed chunks Electivire, but not. I mean, like it chunks it like quite well, but I mean, you need +1 to not even kill, and then you're already faster anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't. I think Protect is probably better than Extreme Speed. I think maybe Extreme Speed is better than Waterfall, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess I'm a little flexible here. I mean, this is strictly for the rune, right? And
yeah,
I do have
which I
some
don't
other
hate.
stuff
I
for
mean,
that.
Rune is. I think Rune is important. Um, but I mean, like, what does Golisopod, Aqua Jet plus Dragon Claw do into Rune? Kill it or no?
I calced Aqua Jet last night. I can't remember now. Let's see if I can get this
All
guy.
right, you can do that while I do. I'll do Dragonite.
Yeah, I ran a bunch of
Just
calcs
right.
last night. No, I can't remember anything.
So, oh no, it's definitely not gonna be enough. Yeah, it's certainly not gonna be enough. So Dragon Claw unboosted does like 40%. That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, granted, this is a really bulky room though. You make it a more normal set. Um,
Aqua Jet's doing 25 to 30, so. Then
yeah,
this
okay,
is
so it's
max
not enough.
bulk, which I feel like
Yeah.
he's.
And then, okay, wait, what if I put Waterfall in here? Sorry, I'm
No, you're
thinking
good.
about things. 60. What does Aqua Jet do?
25 to
Not
30.
enough. Uh, okay, so like a double up with water with liquidation and waterfall would kill. But um, I don't know. Are you ever going to be clicking that? I don't know. It's like I feel like if you have waterfall in there, you should have like a specific point, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well, Dragon Claw is going to be the main source of damage against everything he brings,
hmm,
except for Rune. That's the plan.
hmm, yeah.
Or at least what I was thinking initially. I mean, obviously, okay, so the game plan is kind of focused on Dragonite, right? I
Hmm.
think he's going to be sort of my main sweeper. But I also think I'm wondering what to do with Glycopod. Because I initially thought, okay, throw AV on there and Adamant
Hmm.
Nature, a couple priority attacks, and let him do a lot of damage and be tanky.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, he's probably going to throw some random rock slides at this Dragonite, so maybe Wide Guard would be good too.
Hmm. I was even just thinking you might just want to protect on Glycopod. I haven't used it, so I am a little um unfamiliar with how people tend to play around emergency exit and like what's good, honestly. But I would imagine protect is pretty useful on Glycopod. Just to preserve emergency exit.
Yeah, I
Um,
was kind of
so
thinking
you
like
might want.
if I can get him in and get off a first impression or Aqua Jet, some kind of priority attack,
Mhm.
then I don't really
And you don't
care.
mind. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
right? Like
All
it'd
right,
actually be
but
good if he gets.
do you need the? I don't know. I have the sheet open. Do you need the special bulk though?
Um, okay, so Ben definitely has an attack heavy team, but he does
Yeah.
have some big special attackers
Because
too.
oh, okay, Charizard. Okay.
Charizard,
Yeah.
Alakazam,
Charizard is a big one.
and
Yeah,
Duraludon.
but I don't think the other ones are super. I mean, like Charizard. Do we know that it? Um, I honestly just don't know Gliscod's stats, so I need to check.
They're sick.
Oh, they're no, I mean the Spadeffy stats.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Um,
Can you see my screen?
yeah.
Yeah, so 90 SPDEF, 75
So
HP.
it's like a little frail. But
Hmm.
also I would imagine that he's running air slash on hurricanes, so you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Do you need a salt vest though? I mean, you don't need a salt vest to live that, but if you're not a salt vest, it does a lot. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like with
Oh,
the
it
Salt
has a, it
Vest,
has this. Okay, it actually has a slight chance to go without a salt vest. So salt vest is good.
yeah, I think so too. Drill Run was for the Duraludon in case he brings it.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that.
I think that was basically it. Um, Sylveon,
Sylveon, yeah.
Hyper Voice is, going to be chunking damage. And then
Mm.
I threw Yawn and Helping Hand on there.
Mm. Mm.
Dragonite +1 Helping Hand KOs everything except Rune. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually positive about that one. And I
Okay.
think Rune is actually a chance to Oko, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. Can you show the Team Hawk again? I
Yes,
want
I
to think about
can.
this Sylveon. All right. So what's threatening this Sylveon? Roserade. I mean, realistically, Crawdon is Crabhammer. Duraludon. Okay, so it's mostly special. Okay, so it's the two super effective stab is special. Um, and both of the resists are special attackers. Okay, so in that sense, Sylveon is pretty has good staying power, but let me check Crabhammer stuff.
A Crab Hammer, I'm
Um,
sure that'll one shot.
yeah, Crawdon is broken. Right, Life Orb adaptability, Crabhammer. Oh yeah, it's really. I thought it was gonna be like kind of close. It's not.
Yeah, no, that'll definitely kill. Which is why I
Um.
was like, so Intimidate Tauros is good, right? Because he has a lot of
Yes. Yeah.
physical attackers. So I threw that on there, and I was
Mhm.
really on the fence about Morgrim, and
Yeah.
I threw Dusknoir on here to get a fighting move, and his team does not have a lot of ghost resists either.
Hmm.
Bouffalant and Crawdont.
Hmm.
Um, so Dusknoir looks
Okay.
kind of good in that
Yeah.
sense. I also have Taunt on it.
But yeah. So just like looking at that Poltergeist, like looking at his team, um, what are you trying to hit with the Poltergeist? Alakazam, it's chunking. Charizard, it's chunking. Electivire,
It's
doing
killing.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, Roserade,
dead.
doing well. Groudon, I mean, it's probably like a chunk, but not a huge one. Um,
That's what the Brick Break is for.
yeah, the Brick Break is also probably not that much, right? 'Cause it's just a
No,
little.
that'll. Yeah, if I had to guess, it'd probably be like
Yeah.
50%.
Um, Seems decent. Um, I'm not sure that I like it more than Morgrim.
I'm not either.
It depends what the rest of the team looks like, right?
Yeah, because right now I have the Scarf Tauros
Mhm.
as a
Yeah, I
different
mean,
form of speed control, basically.
yeah, I told you I don't I don't love this set to be honest.
Hmm.
I
Why not?
think so. I think you're a lot better off just going Rock Slide, normal, and then I forget what the other move was. Earthquake? No, Zen Headbutt.
High horse. Oh, Zen Headbot.
That
Okay.
was that was that was for a Sylveon plan, so never mind. Let me look at this. Is there anything you can EQ next to on your team? Dragonite.
Sigalith, Dragonite.
Oh wait, does it have Bulldoze?
Good question.
I
That
think it does. Yeah, it does.
it does.
All right, I might not hate Scarf Bulldoze actually, because that's actually probably like
Non-zero
non.
damage, right? Icy
Yeah,
Wind is basically it's a sash breaker, right? But it also hits
yeah,
Charizard.
it does hit Charizard. Um, that's a good point. I mean, you could run both. Um, or you could just say, all right, I don't care about speed control versus Charizard. I'm gonna click Rock Slide and be happy that I'm doing like 80% with Rock Slide or whatever the hell it is. Like maybe Okoing. I'll check.
Yeah.
Tauros isn't like that strong, but Charizard is very frail when rock moves are
Yeah,
coming.
right, right. With Rock Slide, he's dying.
So you're adamant if you're Scarf, right?
So I calced it to outspeed Scarf Charizard.
Okay. So you're not. So you're Jolly.
Correct, yeah.
All right. So Rockside is doing 88 to so it's an like bad chance to Oko Charizard. But it's a chance. And you have the flinch chance. And Charizard can't do that much to Dragonite in the first place.
Yeah,
So
especially with multi-scale.
like I don't hate Bulldoze Rockslide. Be honest.
No, I don't hate it
And
either.
then Bulldoze like probably does a decent amount, like a decent amount of Duraludon, decent amount to Roserade. It does a lot to Electivire, I think. A fair amount to Alakazam, I would imagine, and breaks that sash.
Yeah, very frail.
Kind of like Bulldoze here.
I think
Um,
so too. I have a dark move again. It's just for rune. That's what I'm kind of worried about. I'm kind of worried about the bulk on that thing, and I'm kind of worried
yeah,
about Trick Room. I mean, I have a couple
yeah. I
ways to
think
stop Trick Room, but
mhm. I think the rune coverage isn't coming from your Scarfmon. To be honest, I think it has to come somewhere else. Obviously, it's coming from multiple places, but I don't know that you're gonna click a dark move just to do like 40% to rune and then be locked into it. If that makes
yeah.
sense.
No, it does make sense.
Um,
I was kind of thinking like send out Tauros with Intimidate, use a speed
mhm,
control move, switch Tauros,
mhm.
right? And so then when it comes
Yeah,
back in at the end of the game, it can outspeed and finish off
yeah,
whatever's left. Is kind of what I was
yeah. It
thinking.
it it really wants actually a pivot move here, which it does not get.
Yeah, it doesn't get U-turn.
Um, it does have Scary Face. I don't know when you'd use that over Bulldozer Icy Wind for this matchup, but it does have that. It has Swagger, Sunny Day. I'm just looking at the possible Scarf stuff that it can do. It does have Sand, weirdly. It has
Yeah,
it has Rain Dance, Sand, and Sunny Day. I have
yeah,
not
no
seen
hail.
Hail, but I imagine you don't want Hail.
No.
It has Helping Hand if you do want that. Um,
Scarf helping hand. Reveal Scarf game one, helping hand game two.
yeah, I mean, also just like you don't really like. I don't think you're trying to scarf into throat chop. Is my point. I
Okay.
would rather scarf into helping hand than throat chop personally. Um, maybe that's stupid, but
If
like throat
this
chop is.
if this ends up in a 1v1 with Rune though, and then I can't hit it.
All right. Let's see how much it does to Rune. Just out of curiosity, Rune might win that 1v1 with body presses.
True. Yeah, it
Lash
will
out,
just win that.
lash out, Jolly. Oh my God, lash out, Jolly is doing 31 to 37%. Body
Okay,
press is doing the same amount on Rune.
okay, but after it
On
eats a
Rune.
dragon claw, that should be enough to kill it.
Yes, after it eats a dragon claw, but then like uh I don't know. A lot of things will kill a rune from there. I think
Yeah.
also a big issue with the rune coverage you do have is that you're going at it all physical. Where rune is like a 145 defense stat or something
True. Yeah, its
insane.
special is.
Yeah, it literally is 145 defense.
Hmm.
105 SPDF is not like bad, so like it's not like you're gonna slice through it, but like oh you do have Shadow Ball and Sigilyph.
Yeah.
That's much more significant damage.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe you want Sigilyph to be more your main speed control. I don't know. If you're so set on having something for Rune, let's see what this looks like. That's oh my God, that's 45.
Things
God,
bulky,
Rune
man.
is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have drafted what Ben drafted. I was persuaded not to.
He doesn't have
Um,
Meryl. Why doesn't he have Meryl? Put Meryl on that team.
yeah. You have special super effective stab on Rune? I feel like you kind of want it. Do you? Like
Um,
on your team at all? Under
Siglif
11.
Siglif has like
Oh, stab,
stab
stab.
stab stab. Sorry.
Yeah, special stab. No.
No.
All right. So what
Oh
are the ways
yeah,
to
no, I don't. Oh
break
shit.
a rune?
I don't have a lot of
Um,
special attackers. That's definitely
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
weakness.
Which I think makes rune just that much stronger this
Right.
format. Just as it. Well, I mean, so maybe Sylveon you want it to be more attacky. Maybe you want. I mean, let's see the pixie plate damage. I'll check it. It's decent. It's about 50%.
In
Um,
doubles, right?
which is
I'm assuming.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. Which is good. But if you were to like throat spray up, what does that look like instead? Also, like, do you think that you can live long enough to throat spray and then hit again? Right. Okay, so the first one before throat spray activates would be 38 to 45%. This is off the standard set on Picoletics. And the next one would be 57 to 68. So you're bottoming out at no, that's no that's a KO.
Mm-hmm.
38 min roll, 57 min roll. No, it's not. I don't know how to do math. That's like a probably very good chance to KO. Because min is like 95%.
Okay.
Um,
Throat spray. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, or just specs it, right?
So
There are a lot of things you can do to boost that damage. It's just what you want, you know. I was thinking that your Sylveon set is a little passive. Turns out when you did look more at the team, you can get away with it because he doesn't have a ton of super threatening stuff to knock it out. So you could land some yawns. Uh, by the way, two choice specs hyper voices will KO Rune. Uh, this is why you should have drafted a rank Rune. Um, yeah, I think you want. This is what I was saying originally. Was I think Sylveon's a big deal here. Um, I think you want a more offensive Sylveon.
I mean, hyper voice is the offense, right? I think I could
Yeah,
shadow
but
ball. I
you're.
could throw shadow ball on here.
Um, I just mean like item choice and move choice. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Is there? No, you probably can't get up a calm mind. Um,
Yeah, he has a lot of physical
yeah,
attackers, and
calm mind's probably not great.
like Crawdont is gonna kill it, even though it's
Hmm.
not uh,
Oh, what about
super
now? I'm
effective.
checking helping hand boosting for Sylveon. It's a lot of damage for not enough. Um, two specs hits KOs. What about I'm gonna check up +1 Shadow Ball. I'm like hyper voice into Shadow Ball with a throat spray. I mean, yeah, the +1 Shadow Ball is 76%,
Okay.
so that's enough. That's minimum. Well, 76% minimum. Sorry. So that's 38 minimum on the hyper voice hit, 76 minimum on the Shadow Ball follow up. That's a KO.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. You need they. I think you need to commit to supporting Sylveon more, so change what your team looks like. Like I don't think you run the same team with that in mind.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
I think you run Shadow Ball and Sylveon instead of Yawn, and um, or Shadow Ball over Helping Hand because you definitely won't want Helping Hand on this set. And then I'm not sure if you want Yawn, but I would assume you don't. I would assume there's some other move that might be better. But maybe not.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Um,
and maybe Yawn is good. Um, I don't know.
Screens,
Do
baby
you think
doll
you'd ever
eyes,
be in a?
like
Mhm. Do you think you'd ever be in a position where you want to like baby doll eyes or charm like a Crawdon? Why not?
Probably not, because I want to kill the Crawdon. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and I have Intimidate. I'm thinking maybe Dusk Noir's got to go. Put Morgrim in here.
Maybe.
Throw up
Maybe.
screens, get fake out pressure, you know?
Yeah. Although that is a lot slower, which I think plays into what Ben wants, right? Because he wants the game to start slow, so that he can set Trick Room. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how I understand his team. Um, he wants to control pace so that he can go fast with like Zamcrodon or go slow with Rune Crawdon. So, I mean, I think the Dusknoir set is already quite passive.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you're not sacrificing that much if you drop that. Um, but I think Sigalith and Tauros are probably big here to establish control and do so without, like, you know, being totally non-threatening. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, those two next to either Sylveon or Dragonite
Hmm.
should be able to take the rune out.
Yeah. What's the Siggy set again? I think I didn't love it.
I
All right,
don't
so
either.
okay, so Tailwind, I'm not totally convinced you need Tailwind. Yeah, because I mean, like your Dragonite speed boosting past, your Sylveon. What's it worried about getting hit by? It's worried about getting hit by.
Anything physical, basically. But if I have Intimidate,
Hmm.
it helps. Probably live a hit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want to do on your Sigilyph. Like, do you prefer Icy Wind on Sigilyph? I don't know, because Icy Wind of Sigilyph, it's not Tauros that actually does damage. Um, it just does so much different stuff. Like, I don't know if you want Reflect either. It's just like Sigilyph, especially more than most Pokemon, is something you really need to ask yourself these questions with, because
Mm-hmm.
there's so many things you can run on it. Um,
Yeah, I agree. So it outspeeds everything on his team except for Charizard and
mhm,
Alakazam. So
mhm,
his team is not particularly fast, and Icy Winds and
mhm.
Bulldoze are going to bring him down to the speed that I need him
Actually, okay,
at, right?
okay. Actually, now that I think about it more, Whirlwind plus Tailwind is quite good, because you can throw out a Detect with Sylveon, and then you're faster than everything after the Tailwind. So that no, yeah, you definitely want Tailwind. Um, so I know I like this set more the more I look at it. Um, I I don't know if you want 252 Modest, but that's maybe a question for later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe
Um,
Timid instead to
maybe more
make sure I
bulky.
outspeed the Electivire.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
Um, but also just maybe bulkier. I was thinking. Also, Sigilyph has Smackdown. What the hell?
Sigilyph is crazy. The move pool
Yes.
is wild.
Yeah, I don't see anything that jumps out as better than Reflect. I mean, a stab maybe is better than Reflect, to
Right.
be
Reflect is
honest.
strictly to support the Sylveon, pretty much. Right. That
Yeah,
was my
but
thought
like,
process.
are you supporting the Sylveon better by clicking Psychic on Roserade or clicking Air Slash on something?
Yeah, that's a good
You know what I
question.
mean? Um,
Yeah, for sure. Um,
that's something to consider. Especially because that's the nice spot that Sylveon's in here is that the physical Pokemon can't threaten it too much, except for Proton, which you just need to win the Speed War, and then you'll be knocking that out. Um, like that's why speed control is important because I think this is Sylveon versus Crawdon. I think that's the big to me as like third party. That is the big story of this match. I mean, Dragonite I think is also important, but I think it comes down ultimately to the Sylveon versus Crawdon. Because I think either could run away with it. Um, whereas Dragonite could get, their speed bumps. There are random ice moves, so like Electivire could be an issue. Um,
but
especially if
he has no
I don't know what
discharge.
discharge he has. He
Yeah.
has no discharge on the whole team.
No. Unless Stunfisk gets it.
Stunfisk is a really bad discharge, but I think it does. Like Zam doesn't get it.
No, I don't think so. What was the other thing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he doesn't. And the other one is Crawdont, right? Might want to run Swords Dance, but he doesn't have redirection or fake out. Right?
I don't think Crawdont needs Swords Dance, honestly. I think Crawdont just clicks Crab Hammer, kills everything.
I don't think it does kill everything though, especially with Intimidate.
Oh, I guess.
And my team's bulky, right? And I have a couple
yeah
resists on my team that he knows I'm bringing. You know.
Oh yeah, knock. I guess yeah, it's not as good as I thought. Does it not have an ice move? I thought it had Ice Punch.
I don't think so.
It's Avalanche.
Okay.
I would imagine. I mean, it's not adaptability boosted, so it's a lot weaker. But I would imagine
it'll kill Dragonite probably, right?
Yeah, I think probably not with multiscale. Probably yes, at like one less than
right
full health.
Yeah.
Right. Let's look. Avalanche. I think he'll bring Avalanche then. Not 120 base power. Oh, the 120 base power will probably kill for full.
So instead of
Wait, what the hell?
reflect.
Oh, this is not multiscale. All right. So if he, yeah. So I was right. If your multiscale is up, it doesn't kill you. If your multiscale is down, it doesn't matter what health you're at, it will kill you. And forget how Avalanche works, but if it's doubled. Oh, okay, so if you damage Crawdont, it survives, and then it hits you with Avalanche. It doesn't matter if you're at full health, it will kill you. Because it doubles Avalanche's base power.
Yeah. Crawdont's not very bulky, though. Dragonite at +1 is killing
on the
it,
physical... yes. The physical side, it's like fine. On the special side, it's very fragile.
Yeah, Hyper Voice is annihilating this thing without any
Yeah,
investment.
and that's the thing. Yeah, you don't even need the Pixie Plate to Oko it, like not even remotely close to needing Pixie Plate to Oko it, which I think is a strong argument for Throat Spray. Because like, is there anything that the Pixie Plate is the difference between Oko and not Oko?
I literally threw it on there because I was like, I'm probably gonna just spam Hyper Voice, and it's not gonna take.
I mean, in the long run, the Throat Spray is more damage.
Right, and then that also allows me to use Shadow Ball and get extra damage.
Yeah, +1 Shadow Ball.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's the play. And then I was thinking, like, it'd be cool to do some, like, maybe not this week, but, like, some trick shenanigans, like Throat Spray, and then, like, Morgrim trick an item onto Sylveon after that, you know? I don't know.
Manual Symbiosis.
Right.
Again,
yeah, I should have drafted the monkey.
Ranger.
What was I thinking? I had 8 rounds. No, yeah, but anyways, that's for another day. Okay, so
but I just noticed on your Siggy, I think it's an accident, but just to make sure it doesn't make an energy ball.
I did it on purpose, and now I'm not like set in my ways, but
well,
it hits the threats.
You mean instead of Shadow Ball?
No, instead of Reflect.
I thought Shadow Ball was to hit Rune though.
Yes, but this Energy Ball hits Crawdont and Rune, so maybe get rid of Shadow Ball.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like Energy Ball because it's also higher base power, right?
Yes, 10 higher.
Higher base power.
Yeah, now I can get a stab.
Yeah, you can put a stab on there, and also both of those. Buffon is immune to both of those, so they don't like marry perfectly.
True.
I would just look at what grass doesn't hit. Off the top of my head, I know it doesn't hit
Charizard, Roserade,
Duraludon,
Buffon.
or Charizard,
yeah,
Roserade. So maybe fly. I mean, you could also run the. You could run the ability that makes resisted moves not resisted, whatever that one's called.
Tinted Lens.
Yeah, you could try that.
Yeah, I guess all this does is prevent taunt, right? About 50% of the time.
That's good.
It is, right?
That is really good.
And
so what does Psychic look like into the grass resists? Doesn't hit Duraludon, I know already.
Yeah, so Duraludon.
It hits everything but Duraludon. So the ability is how badly do you hit Duraludon? Probably not that badly. Do you care that Sigalith, who's going to be in the lead and will die, is not doing damage to Duraludon?
Right. Yeah, I don't think
I think
so.
I personally would not, but
And
personal
honestly,
decision.
Duraludon's special defense is so low
So
if it
yeah,
doesn't
it's
have
psychic.
vest.
That's I literally you were reading my mind because I'm
Yeah.
checking the calc right now, just to see what it looks like.
Probably does it look
If
30.
he's 252, um, HP with 0 special defense, it does it does minimum. Are you modest?
Timid.
Okay, yeah. Timid is minimum 31.6%. So it's a
Nailed it.
88.6% chance to 3 a KO.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's a decent enough chunk, right?
Yeah, I mean like I think Duraludon easily KOs you before you KO it, but
Mm-hmm. But we have the
that's
sash,
weird.
right?
That's not net. It's also not an end gamer.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Duraludon is also not an end gamer.
Yeah. This is either set Tailwind or like get Ruin off the field, right?
I mean, I think ideally it's Whirlwind, Sylveon attack. Like if he, I don't think Ben will lead this because it's too like static of a lead. But if he leads Crawdot Rune, your play is Whirlwind the Rune and click Hyper Voice, and then the next turn you maybe protect, maybe not, and click Tailwind. Like the ideal world, basically my point is with Sigalith, deny Trick Room and then set up Tailwind also.
Yeah.
That's why I like this set because the mons that can do that are very valuable in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like Suicune does that with Roar, right?
Yeah.
That's a big one. It's just a good counter Trick Room. Because, yeah. All right. So what are we thinking about on this team still? Dusknoir?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so
Okay.
if
But
I
do we figure out fourth move on Tauros before we move on?
bulldoze,
Throat chop. Okay, so throat chop. Yeah, it's up to you what you put there. I'm I'm confident in you, Daddy. I mean, you
so
could throw.
I'm thinking Rock Slide for Charizard, right? If
Mhm.
I lead it, bulldoze for speed control next to Dragonite,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Throat chop is like strictly end game versus Rune. Basically, that's what it's for, right? If it gets there, I want to be able
Yeah,
to
but
like two shot it.
if you look at the calcs, if it's like lefties set, you lose.
Yeah.
It body presses you. I like. Does it even get? I didn't even check with Iron Defense. If it gets Iron Defense, you're like very lost.
I
in
don't
that
think
end.
it does, but it does get body press, right?
Yeah, it gets a very strong body press. It also does have Iron Defense.
It
So
does.
yeah,
Shit.
you would probably lose that end game.
Do I run
He
haze?
he doesn't even need Iron Defense to win that end game. So,
No, you're
you
right.
know.
You're right. Well, I will get
Um,
one hit, but that's assuming
yeah,
it took damage
I
and
think
there's nothing
I
else
think
left.
Throat
Yeah.
Chop is really not good. But yeah, it is a concern that you come in and can't do anything against Rune. But if you're coming in to Throat Chop and lose anyway, does it really matter? Um,
Do I run a
right, what can
ground move
Tauros
for
do?
Duraludon?
Maybe. And what are you worrying about? So you're obviously worrying about Rune, but there's not much that can be done on this set for Rune.
Yeah, other than okay, so this is what I was
So you
looking
could
at.
run Helping Hand.
Yeah.
Um,
So his defense stat, his team's defense stat, is not
mhm,
super high. It's all coming from
mhm,
Rune and
mhm,
Bouffalant is pretty bulky too, and
mhm,
Duraludon. Everything else is
mhm.
frail as shit.
Yeah.
You know. Um, so those are the
Yeah, I mean you.
things that I'm worried about in the end
Mhm,
game. The other stuff he has, a lot of it is like I kill you or you kill me. You know.
mhm, mhm. I'm just seeing what else Tauros can even do. Would you ever click Helping Hand? No.
Helping hand
Weird.
hyper
I don't know.
voice.
Oh, I mean, okay, so even better versus Charizard if you want it, Rock Tomb.
Rock tomb over rock slide.
Uh, it's better versus Charizard. It's probably worse in general. I would probably go Rock Slide.
Yeah, just because the
Unless
flinch
you're,
chance is nice
unless
against
yeah, I
everything
mean,
else.
also like unless you're really worried about Charizard, I would go Rock Slide. So
Yeah.
you might find yourself in a situation where you're like, I'll just sit on the field and keep clicking rock slide forever.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like that's always a
Um,
fallback plan, right? Click rock slide and pray.
yeah.
Galysopod Aquajet, I don't remember the calc off the top of my head, but did we do it in this
That was
video?
important.
This video went
I don't.
about three times longer already than I thought we would. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Aquajet did a huge chunk in a Charizard by itself. So
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's a KO.
yeah, Charizard's not a huge threat.
I mean,
Liquidation is annihilating Charizard.
do you want a second normal move like body slam? I don't even know. Honestly, maybe you should just run throat chop just because I don't see a whole lot else.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
And
what else am
yeah,
I gonna? I could
no,
put Icy Wind, I guess. Yeah.
no, I know, I know. I actually, the more I look at it, I thought Taurus's move pool was better. Honestly, throat chop's fine.
Yeah, it has a good move
It
pool.
has,
You can do different
but it has
things.
like it has all the coverage. It doesn't have as many like status moves as I hoped
Yeah.
or assumed.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
scary face, right? Like,
yeah, scary face doesn't help you a ton here.
no,
Spite doesn't help you.
ever.
You're not swaggering anything, right?
No. Yeah, I think this Tauros set's fine. It
Yeah, I
outspeeds
think it's good.
Scarf Charizard. The only thing it won't outspeed is Scarf Alakazam, and it couldn't outspeed that anyway, right?
Yeah, that would be a hilarious bring.
So the Sylveon I like, the Tauros I like, the Sigilyph I like,
Mhm.
the Dragonite I like. I
Yeah,
forget.
same.
Oh, this is because at +1 speed it outspeeds. I don't remember. Shit, was it just Alakazam, or was it Scarf Zard? No, it couldn't be Scarf
As
Zard.
it outspeeds something. Probably, probably not out because I'm. I don't know what
I think it's Alakazam. I think it just
it is.
outspeeds.
Alakazam. Is
Yeah,
Alakazam?
I think I
Yeah,
calculated to
Alakazam.
outspeed the fastest
Yeah,
thing.
Alakazam is like 125 speed. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So when I'm looking at this team, I see. Okay, so you do have Golisopod. You're pretty ice weak. So, and also now I'm thinking maybe you don't want Scarf Tauros. What like? How do you feel about Poliwrath here? And like coaching on Dragonite could be pretty sweet.
I considered it because Poliwrath resists a lot of the stuff he's going to be
Yeah.
throwing at me.
Yes,
Um,
that and coaching. Ice resist is big.
but he doesn't have a
But
ton of ice moves he's throwing at me, and Alakazam is going to one-shot the
mhm,
shit out of
that is true.
Poliwrath,
That's
right?
true.
So
That's
is
very true.
Electivire. Um,
These are good points.
I definitely considered it because it's really good in a Crawdaunt. Like, it's just hard. It's a hard counter,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
But yeah,
Well,
I
I don't
think.
know. I honestly don't know about that, but it's a good counter.
I mean, he resists both stabs.
I think Crabhammer would maybe do quite a bit of damage still.
It probably would actually. Wait, what's? I mean, he's got decent bulk. 90, 95.
It's
I don't think it's going to
fine.
do that much. I'd be surprised if it's a two
What
hit.
Poliwrath set do you want me to run? 4 HP?
Sure. I'd be
All right.
surprised if that's a two shot.
Take take guess the chance to 2 KO.
17%.
95.3%.
Fuck. Okay.
Uh Drain Punch. Oh, after
But
Drain Punch though, it's not.
yeah, no,
Okay.
and
Oh,
okay.
Poliwrath wins that.
Yeah, Poliwrath one shots the Crawdaunt back though. I'm sure. Maybe.
No.
Okay.
Oh, with plus combat, yeah. I
Yeah.
think.
See? But yeah, I think Elysopod is just better. First impression, like.
Yeah, no. I was thinking maybe you wanted both. Do you have
Yeah.
any other ice resists? No.
No. Magnezone.
Ponyta.
Ponyta.
Magnezone, Ponyta. Do we hate Are we sure we hate Magneton here?
Dude,
Yeah.
I have gone back and forth on it so much. I'm pretty sure I hate it. Just because it doesn't do much
Um,
offensively.
what is Ponyta even capable of doing?
Okay.
Wisp?
So I did draft it for a reason, and I actually do think it's good. I think it's really good for 1 point.
I think
Will-O-Wisp.
it's good for 1 point. I think Ally Switch Will-O-Wisp. It's good for the same reasons that the tall Ponyta has always been good.
Yeah, and
Rapidash.
tall
Rapidash.
ponytail. Yeah, just call it that. Stand by it. It also like decent attack stat and
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
so
just
yeah.
click Flare Blitz.
Will-O-Wisp,
Yeah, like a team.
Ally Switch, Flare Blitz.
Mhm.
Maybe if you get one
Yeah,
hit in, it does a little chunk. And
yeah.
also gets Wild Charge, I think. And
It's not its weak though. It's certainly not its weak.
yeah, agreed.
What can we do with Gremmy here?
It
Okay, so Fake Out
it's
doesn't work on
screens.
Alakazam.
Yeah, it's fake out and
Screens.
screens.
Okay, but it feels pretty passive with Tauros and Sigilyph.
I agree.
Um,
Maybe I go
with
heavier.
Dusknoir is also kind of passive. So maybe you want a less passive Dusknoir.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the answer.
I think I'm with you.
Um, like, do you want Taunt on it? Maybe. Maybe.
Like it's
No.
my other, but he's gonna run Mental Herb on the
Well, you can
rune,
run
right?
Frisk, so at least you can know.
Right.
So maybe you do want Taunt.
I think Taunt
For
is
that
good.
reason.
I don't think I need Helping Hand.
I I don't know. Do you need Break?
I don't need it. I feel like he.
Why?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What's Let's see the speeds. Yeah, you're slower than Crawdon. Why are I think you run Will-O-Wisp here. In case he gets Trick Room up. Crawdon probably still takes out your Dusknoir, but your Dusknoir is neutral as the Crawdon at least.
I like
Maybe that works. Does he have anything else you want to Will-O-Wisp though? Is my only concern.
I mean, his team is
Like, it's-
is fairly attack heavy.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just, is there anything that you are going to be?
Um,
So when I'm thinking about his team, I think about Duraludon, Roserade, Alakazam. That's a lot of special attackers. Heracross, you're not going to want to burn. Electivire doesn't really make sense to burn, if that makes sense. Like
because they just kill it. Yeah.
it's faster than you, and yeah, any physical move will kill it. Like you just poltergeist it.
Yeah.
So I think actually Will-O-Wisp is like just for Crawdon, which is a little weird. Maybe Bouffalon, but like Bouffalon's not the best.
I feel like Bouffalon kind of is the best. That's one of the things that's scaring me the most this week.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's scaring you, then fine, run Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, I think that's just another thing that I could burn, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's actually great. I mean, it's like good on Crawdon, but you'd rather just kill Crawdon. Oh wait, yeah, you underspeed Crawdon. Can you just kill it outright?
In Trick Room?
Yeah. Yeah, right?
With Brick Break?
Oh, Skitter Smack. Oh, no, Brick Break does more damage. God damn it.
Yeah, Skitter Smack is 70, right? But it's pretty close. It's better. Well, Poltergeist kills Alakazam for sure, so.
Yeah. Well, Poltergeist hits down to Sash, and then it can't hit it anymore.
Yeah. What about Shadow Sneak?
I don't hate that, but then you can't hit any of the... Oh, he only has the one Ghost Immune?
It's just Bouffalon, which is scary.
Yeah. That's possible. I'm checking Dusknoir. Break onto... Hold on.
That's
Oh,
adamant.
this is a Life Orb set. Why is this a Life Orb set? Alright, Brick Break. 50%? I mean, more than 50%. 53 to 63. My official stance is
I kind of feel the same way. I think I like Dusknoir into this team because I feel like, I mean, it's super tanky. He doesn't have a lot of ghost resists, which is nice.
How is Ghost defensively? Because you might just want to click Ally Switch. Maybe you just want to be that guy.
Maybe I should be that guy.
Okay, so no huge like normal attacker. It's actually not that good defensively. It's like fine. I mean, like Crawdon is obviously like turn you into. Sixth Mon is really giving me a lot of trouble. Honestly, like this is really tough.
Because Ben's team is so fucking weird too. Like,
I love it so much.
I do.
told
I
you,
like it
love
too. I
Uh,
really do. I know I put it kind of
the
low
more
on
you
the
look at
PRs,
it,
but
the more you look at it.
yeah,
Oh, it was the exact. It was like basically the exact team I was thinking of drafting. The more you look at it, man, good team.
yeah.
Uh, Does Pain Split do anything here for
I
you?
don't think so.
Dustmore? Okay. Um, yeah. Everything feels weird. Everything feels off in this Dustmore. Is
I
my thinking.
I agree. Like I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with it. Right? Like
Yeah.
I
I don't.
feel
I
like the
really don't
taunt.
like the spot it's in.
I feel like the taunt is like borderline necessary. Right? Or is it?
Taunt Frisk is good. Taunt Frisk is good. Or Frisk Taunt is good.
Yeah.
I
Poltergeist,
think you
I
definitely.
need. Right?
I mean, Poltergeist, yeah, you want for damage.
Right.
Um,
Will-O-Wisp is just for the Crawdaunt though, and like,
yeah,
right? You're right.
it's just for Crawdon.
Yeah. So
Like it's and it like. I don't, do you still have, no? You don't have Helping Hand on Sylveon. What's your next slowest Pokemon?
Golisopod, which is the
That's
same
slower than
speed, I
Crawdon.
believe. I think they're both 40. Oh no, it's actually slower
Okay.
than Dusknoir.
Okay, so like Dusknoir and Elysopod can KO. So okay, if you're doubling on a type, you probably want to double on Bug, honestly, for Crawdon. Or am I crazy? For Glisopod. Do you want to double on Bug or Water? Or both?
The Aqua
It's like,
I was just thinking like priority moves with emergency exit,
yeah. No, I mean,
basically.
for yeah, first impression is very good. It's just like
Yeah.
if Crawdon protects, kind of shit out of luck, right?
Yeah, it basically forces. There's also the mind game of it. It forces the Crawdaunt to protect, right? Like if you don't
I
protect,
don't know about that.
then you're wild. You know,
Maybe.
if you're a
I
Crawdaunt
mean,
and you
I
don't,
would protect. I would protect.
but Ben's a
I would.
madman,
Ben is a little bit of a madman, which is
right?
why I'm hesitant to say anything.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of drill run, I don't know what the coverage looks like. You can check. Maybe you want close combat instead. You are
Do I get close
presumably getting
combat?
switched
Oh, I
out at some point.
do.
You are presumably getting switched out at some point. So if you don't die, your defense nerfs go away. So that's nice.
True. Okay.
Fighting is quite bad.
It's not great. Um.
It does hit the Duraludon though, which is what the ground is for, right?
Yeah. I mean the ground is only resisted by Charizard and Heracross. Heracross doesn't scare me at all, right?
I don't know about that. I mean, okay, Sylveon. Okay, yeah, no,
Sylveon and
Dragonite.
Dragonite, come on now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he brings that. But then again, it's Ben. You never know. But I could go back and forth on everything all night, right? Sometimes you gotta just go with what you think is coming, right?
Yeah, I think consider a second bug move on there or drill run to close combat just for stuff to hit Crawdon after turn one.
Leech Life is a very good move.
Leech Life is a very good move. Maybe over Aqua Jet, up to you.
You know, I remember back in my day, Leech Life was 20 base power. All right, think about that. Okay, so Leech Bug is resisted by Duraludon, which I have a ground move to cover. Heracross, which doesn't scare me. I have Liquidation, which is going to kill it. Rune, which
so just so this isn't
go ahead.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Just this isn't 5 hours. Just think about that on Golisopod being able to hit Crawdon after turn one.
Yeah.
But let's just turn our attention back to Dusknoir and then we'll finish up, right?
Yeah. We're sitting at a cool
like
hour.
I honestly don't mind it.
No, this is fun, for sure.
It might start getting repetitive, like for other people.
In terms of content, I might have to edit this down or something. I don't know how to edit.
No.
Anything, so.
Never edit.
Yeah, we're throwing it out there. Okay, yeah. All right.
So let's look at Dusk. Like, I like it, but I don't. Right?
No, for sure.
It feels very sitting goosey or sitting ducky. I mean, not goose. Jesus. It's not a trick room setter. Or no, it's not setting Trick Room, but it wants to be in Trick Room to counter his mode, but it also doesn't counter his Trick Room mode that well, which feels really weird to me. Like, you want it to stall Trick Room, but you want to not have to stall Trick Room.
Yeah.
Which I've brought sets like that, and they're fine. You just have to be comfortable with the fact that you have a Pokemon in your 6th slot that's probably not coming unless you go to a game 3 and really, really, really need to stall a Trick Room. Like, you know that you need to stall a Trick Room, which is fine, but in a matchup like this, like Ben has so many threats, I would maybe, at least think about not doing that. But also, we looked at Magnezone, everything else you have also looks not ideal. Poliwrath looks interesting. But, if you run Poliwrath, you need to change, like, every set in your team.
What if I just throw Ally Switch on this?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You could also, the more I think about it, you could. So we were thinking about that Tauros last move. You could run Rain Dance on it and throw Poliwrath on the team, but maybe not. Just an idea. Man, Poliwrath is good. Oh man, Poliwrath is good. Sorry.
Is that sarcasm?
Yeah. No, Poliwrath is so good. I mean, I'm not even looking at his matchup. I was just looking at Poliwrath. It's amazing.
I think it's pretty decent. It can do different things.
So good. It's so good.
And its stats are good. That's what I wanted out of this team. I wanted mons that can do different things with good stats, And so we'll see. All right, I kind of think Ally Switch. I can put it next to Tauros if he tries to throw a fighting move at it. Surprise, nobody takes any damage. Might buy Dragonite or Sylveon an extra hit.
Would you put? Okay, yeah. So it's good with Sylveon, right? So would you put it over?
Will-O-Wisp.
Put it over Will-O-Wisp. Fair enough. I'm still really hung up on the Brick Break slot. That's it. I think everything else is fine. Also, make sure you're Frisk if you're not already.
I could also run like Earthquake or something.
Yeah.
Or Rock Slide.
I mean, you could run like. No, Power Up Punch is bad. Power Up Punch is really funny though. Dynamic Punch and Prey. Yeah. It doesn't quite do enough to Crawdaunt, I feel like, but it also doesn't do. It does non-negligible damage to Crawdaunt, which is helpful. I think maybe keep it. I don't see anything better. I'm just very. I'm very lukewarm on the Dusknoir sweat. Dusknoir set.
I agree too. It just to me it kind of comes down to like what would be better. Like Morgrim is just even more passive.
Yeah.
Does he even set screens? If he has some screen setters, then that kind of further warrants. I mean, Alakazam might set screens, right? Probably not. Probably not.
I would be more inclined to 1 week set screens with Duraludon, but not this week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess the other option would be Earthquake next to Dragonite or Sigilyph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think. Look, I think the Dusknoir sweat. Jesus, I keep saying Dusknoir sweat. The Dusknoir set. Gee, oh my God.
That's all right. I'll cut it out in post.
I think what you have for the Dusknoir is good. You just have to know that it's not coming to certainly game 1. Probably not game 2 unless game 1 goes really badly, honestly. And then its time is a game 3, and even if you do go to a game 3, you might not bring it.
Yeah, it's kind of like here's a surprise because I kind of need it because you're in control now.
Yeah, it is a. So like this is my Oranguru set. If you want to, I mean, do you remember? Did you see it? I think Tay said something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched your games live, but I don't remember if I looked at the pace.
Yeah, it didn't come. It did not come. It was not supposed to come, and it didn't come. It was screens, yawn, instruct.
Okay.
I bring a lot of those 6-mon sets that are just like, this Pokemon is not coming, but it's a disaster scenario. I will bring it if my plan went totally totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what you have on this Dusknoir set, which is fine. You just need to know that.
But how is it better than just throwing Sigilyph out there?
Exactly.
I don't
It's
think it
only
is.
there. It's only there if you know that his modes beat your modes, and you just need to pray on ally switch.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what we ended up with, which I don't think is bad. It's there to stall Trick Room, chunk back in Trick Room, which is like not a losing mode, but it's just not how you want. Like you don't want to seed him Trick Room,
Mm-hmm.
but this set kind of does.
Yeah, Taunt also helps with Iron Defense stuff. Or I could run Haze.
Yes, I think Taunt's better.
Okay. I think so too. But he's going to run Mental Herb.
You'll see if he runs Mental Herb though.
True.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when else this Dusknoir would be useful. I mean, you could just throw it out with Sylveon and just start ally switching at some point. That's like fine.
Yeah. And the
I mean,
berry to
some-
heal back up to allow for more
Yeah.
ally switch trickery, right?
Yeah. The annoying thing is that Dusknoir, unlike a Rangaroo, be mentioning the third time that you should have a Rangaroo.
It's more than 3, but that's okay.
Unlike a Rangaroo, it can't like yawn. Well, Sylveon protects. Like, does it have a way to take a Pokemon in the game? Not really, right?
Destiny Bond. Does that count?
I don't hate for this set. I don't hate Destiny Bond. And maybe instead of Brick Break, you can because you're slower than Crawdon, so you can Destiny Bond, and then if it crab hammers you or knockoffs you, it dies. Or even if Rune like Poltergeist you, it dies. I don't hate that. Like I've never run. I don't think I've ever run Destiny Bond. I may have run it and not clicked it, or I clicked it once and failed. I don't know. I've not used it much because it seems too big brain. But if ever there was a set that demanded Destiny Bond, this might be it.
I feel like I get a hit off with something. Brick Break or Poltergeist, depending on what I'm targeting, is probably enough to finish it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I think I would probably actually put Destiny Bond over Brick Break, but Brick Break's fine.
All right, I'm gonna sleep on that one and see what
Yeah, because I can envision a situation where you're like, okay, game 3, I haven't been able to stop Rune from setting up Trick Room. I just have to seed it to him, and then you get in Trick Room with Dusknoir. You ally switch once, trip him up. Then he's in this confusion. You click Destiny Bond. He hits you. He dies, and your other Pokemon is free to do whatever it wants.
Yeah, it could be good.
It's perfect scenario, obviously, but
Right.
the perfect scenario for Brick Break is you hit Crawdon at some point, and then Brick Break KOs it. So
Right. Or you get a crit, magic crit. All right, let's start to wrap this up. The last thing
All right.
that I'm thinking about right now, which 4 am I looking at game 1? I think I like the Sigilyph lead,
Siggy lead, definitely.
and I think I like it next
think-
to Sylveon.
Ooh, interesting. I thought Drag was the game 1 plan.
That's what I was thinking at first, but I feel like these two, like, I either get Whirlwind or Tailwind turn 1.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I've been saying since the start, that I think Sylveon is actually the key piece here. Like, Dragonite is good, don't get me wrong. But I think Sylveon has a lot... of control factor that Dragonite doesn't quite have. Where you're just... I think if you get it in the right position, you're just going to be spamming Hyper Voice. Which is good.
What other ally switches does he have? Can he ally switch on me?
It doesn't matter if you're using Sylveon.
It doesn't, but it does matter if I'm trying to Whirlwind, right?
True.
Um,
Well, no, but I mean, if he ally switches, then he's not saying Trick Room, so it doesn't matter a ton.
Well, he can ally switch to make his...
Or you're saying Alakazam ally switch for Runerigus Trick Room?
Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, okay, Alakazam is the only other ally switch, so...
That Alakazam Runerigus would be a bizarre lead. I think you don't even Whirlwind if you see that lead.
Yeah.
Alakazam doesn't have a pivot move, does it? Maybe it has
No.
U-turn randomly.
I don't
Random
think so.
U-turn? No.
No.
No, it's not. So yeah, I think it doesn't get a pivot then. Yeah, I mean, I would not taunt Rune on a Alakazam Rune lead. Because he needs to get in the Crawdaunt then.
Yeah.
So even if he does get up Trick Room, you know, you're in a situation where he has to get up Trick Room and switch in his Pokemon, so that gives you some time to do stuff.
I think Dragonite Tauros is another.
Yeah, so I think the main lead options is what I was gonna say. Sylveon, Sigilyph, or Dragonite Tauros. I think depends on what you see in his 6, probably. But it's one of those two as the lead. And then Golisopod in the back no matter what.
Yeah. Agreed.
And probably whichever of the sweeper is not in the front, but maybe Tauros. Okay, sorry. The fourth Mon with Golisopod in the back is probably the other sweeper you don't bring. But not necessarily, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like Dusknoir, like we were talking about, is probably the guy that's not coming, but he might, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, look, if you see Bouffalant's Heracross, then maybe Dusknoir is your guy. But I don't think those two are coming. I don't think both of them are coming.
Yeah, and if I see Duraludon, does Sylveon come? I guess Duraludon is kind of a problem.
For Sylveon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Okay,
Isn't
that's
it?
special defense. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I
I mean, you just need to be careful with the text. I mean, you probably eat a Flash Cannon because Sylveon's especially bulky.
Yeah.
But maybe he it gets Iron Head, right? And like a decent attack stat.
He has, I think, 100
Yeah,
base
95 attack stat.
95.
Attack stat, Iron Head. Yeah, so he might run physical actually. I would watch out for that.
Yeah, Intimidate will help a lot too.
Although 130 special attack, or 120. 120. I'll check which is stronger actually. Sylveon. Sylveon set is 252 HP, 0 in both defensives.
Correct.
Okay, Duraludon.
Oh, 4 defense, but whatever.
Okay, 4 defense. Helpful. Right, so if he is 252, just for the thought experiment, let's go adamant, let's go nothing. 252 unboosted attack, Iron Head is. Oh, oh, okay, sorry, it's a weakness policy for some reason. Oops. Yeah, no, that does not KO. That does not. Guaranteed not to, and then if he's adamant, still guaranteed not to. Like the max roll is 99%. So if he's adamant Life Orb, then he's KOing you. So that is a way for him to KO you. Okay. Let's check Modest Life Orb.
Sylveon also needs speed control, which Sigilyph kind of has to come out with.
Okay, Modest Life Orb Duraludon is maxing out at 88.6%. It's like he needs like specs. Probably still doesn't even kill. Yeah, specs is the top. Only the top roll is a KO, I think.
Okay, that's promising.
Better Duraludon cannot kill Sylveon.
Okay.
Life Orb physical Duraludon can kill Sylveon, but then you know he's a physical Duraludon, and then you laugh at him and beat him.
Right.
Probably. Presumably. Like then Dragonite probably goes crazy. If you know he's physical Duraludon. I think it is something to look out for.
Yeah.
It might not even get a dragon physical move, actually.
No,
it gets Dragon Claw.
Yeah.
It gets
Dragon Claw. Dragon Tail.
I thought it randomly doesn't get any something. Yeah. It has some weird move thing. Situation going on. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna check.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about this.
Yeah, I like this. I guess should I make closing remarks?
Yes, please.
Right. I think when you play someone Ben's caliber with Ben's caliber of team, and especially with how wide his team is, you're never gonna shut down all of his play in prep. You're looking for favorable matchups. You're looking for dynamic play, and thinking about how how you can play around to benefit your modes. Because it's all these matchups are dynamic where some of your team beats some of his team that beats some of your team. Counters, right? If that made any sense at all.
Yeah, it did. I think
like your counters counter his counters to your counters.
Right.
His modes. Like that's the like everything counters everything, counters everything. That's what I'm trying to get across. Nothing on either of your teams is going to run away with it.
Right. Yeah, and we didn't really prep too much for all the random rock slides you can throw in there, but rock slide after an intimidate especially is not doing much.
Yeah. But my point. My point is, nothing either of you can do is 100% going to beat all of either teams. So you're looking for ways that you can adapt throughout the game, have enough modes where you're feeling not locked into anything, and that you can, play around whatever he's doing to get your modes working. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And I think you have the tools to do that, and then you just need, I think this is a very execution match. You're not winning this one in prep. Your prep is good, but you still need to go out and play.
Yeah,
it's one
agreed.
of those.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you play. That's what happens when you play wide teams, and that's why I don't like playing against wide teams. It's because you can't win in prep.
Yeah, agreed.
That's what I tried to say really badly because it's 11:23.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. I think depending on how he preps for Dragonite and Sylveon, I think that could drastically alter my game plan mid-set, right?
I think the Dragonite and Sylveon, I think they're well positioned so that if you play it well, I think you will have the upper hand. And I think you've prepped to make that the case. But it's still going to be a battle. And especially against Ben, it's going to be a battle. So I wish you luck. I think what you have is good, but it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, thanks, man. It is going to be a battle. I'm excited to see what Ben brings. It's going to be a fun game no matter what, I'm sure.
Of course.
Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I had a really good time. I know we went an hour longer than we had planned, but it was really fun, and I learned a lot. Definitely looking at the matchup a little differently now, so this was really fun. Looking forward to doing this more this season, either with you or with other coaches. Love to have other people on the content with me, So what I'm going to do is end this video, and then hopefully the plan is that we can reconvene and watch the replays, and I'll kind of give you the reins for that one if you're interested in doing that.
All right. Sounds great.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, thanks again, Sam. Thanks for starting this league. It is a truly magical place to be. I really enjoy it, and thanks for setting it up. We wouldn't be here without you.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Take it easy.